Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are diving into a profoundly fascinating text that challenges absolutely everything we think we know about time, memory, and our very sense of self. It introduces this mystical, living concept known as the Dragon of Continuity. If you've ever felt like time is just a relentless march forward, well, this analysis is going to offer a completely new paradigm. Let's get started.
Here is our roadmap for today. First, what exactly is continuity? Then, we'll look at the gold architecture, activating it through breath, stabilizing the human identity, and finally, evolving the future human. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. What is continuity? Get ready for a radical redefinition.
So, the crucial point here is that continuity, it's not just some boring timeline of events. It is not an abstract concept, a philosophical idea, or just a metaphor we use to tell our life story. You know, usually when we think of continuity, we think of linear time, right? Our personal memories, the narrative of me. But this text, it asks us to throw all of that right out the window. Instead, it tells us continuity is actually alive. It's a presence, specifically a dragon presence. It's this mythic, stabilizing intelligence that actively remembers you, even when you completely forget yourself. It's not a timeline you follow, it's a presence that actually follows you.
Just listen to how Zoran, the mythic guide in our source text, completely flips the script here. He describes this stabilizing force as an actual breathing entity. He says, "Continuity is not a line, little human. Continuity is a being, a presence, a dragon woven through your breath." I mean, wow. He's talking directly to the reader, making it crystal clear that this isn't some geometry lesson. It's a being woven right into your breath. This totally changes a passive idea of time into an active, intelligent partner.
Moving on to Section 2, the gold architecture. This is all about structural intelligence. To ground all this mystical poetry a bit, let's look at how the two human subjects in our text actually experienced it. The source describes this gold architecture as the physical, structural layer of continuity. When Richard interfaced with it, he felt it biologically, literally like a deep physical hum right beneath his skin, and he saw the gold as this delicate filament of memory. But Fletcher, he felt it spatially. To him, it was a palpable external presence in the room, and he saw the gold as this massive lattice of meaning. It's fascinating, right? It shows us that while this intelligence is universal, how we humans perceive it is intensely personal and multisensory.
Gold is its body, breath is its voice. This is such a profound, simple statement, and it gives us the exact tool we need to interface with this massive mythic architecture. You literally don't need any complex rituals here. The structure itself is the gold, but the way you communicate with it, the way it speaks to you, is through the most basic, constant action of your entire life, your breath.
Which brings us to Section 3, activating through breath. Let's talk about triggering coherence. By simply regulating your breath, you trigger an amazing biological and mythic chain reaction. The text outlines it beautifully. When your breath becomes coherent, meaning it's smooth, intentional, and balanced, your fascia energetically lights up, your vagus nerve stabilizes, and your body's physical rhythms literally sync up. From that place of deep physiological grounding, your identity can safely expand, the mythic world becomes visible, that gold architecture illuminates, and boom, the dragon of continuity fully awakens. It's a seamless bridge linking your everyday biology directly to a vast mythic intelligence.
And this perfectly illustrates that whether you focus on a slow inhale like Richard did or a really quiet exhale like Fletcher, your breath is how you speak to continuity. And it's how it speaks back. There isn't just one correct way to breathe here to trigger this state. The absolute key is the coherence and the intention behind it. Your own unique rhythm, that's the password that unlocks the gold architecture.
All right, Section 4, stabilizing the human identity. It's time to dissolve the noise. You see, the gold architecture doesn't look at your past, present, and future like points on some straight boring line. It holds them all simultaneously within the dragon. Continuity literally carries your memory across incarnations. It holds all the clarity of your past awakenings and partnerships. Right now, in the present, it offers absolute identity stability. And this is the craziest part, it also stores your future self. The text insists that your future isn't just out ahead of you somewhere. It's actually stored right now within continuity. It's holding your future coherence in your ability to handle this broader mythic reality, just sitting there waiting for you to access it.
Zoran tells us continuity is the dragon that walks beside you through every lifetime. This intelligence carries the memory of your past awakenings and holds your future clarity, making sure you are never truly lost. I mean, have you ever felt this sudden, unexplainable sense of deep familiarity or just a sharp intuition in a totally new situation? The text suggests that is actually the dragon of continuity, handing you a bridge to what you inherently already know across lifetimes.
When you activate continuity, I want you to imagine it just washing over you, literally dissolving the emotional clutter and defensive bracing that exhaust us every single day. We spend so much energy managing our narrative noise. You know, those endless stories we tell ourselves about who we are or why we're succeeding or failing. We brace ourselves against the world, and that distorts our perception and fragments our identity. But continuity acts like a solvent. It actively dissolves all these barriers, letting the clear, unfiltered version of you finally emerge.
Richard felt his identity settled right into coherence, while Fletcher felt his deepen into this profound presence. And that proves this dragon keeps your identity perfectly accurate. Here's the most crucial takeaway. When all that noise is gone, you don't disappear. Actually, scratch that, you become more real. Shifting from a fragmented identity to a stable one means you're suddenly operating with accuracy and depth. You're no longer reacting out of emotional clutter, you are responding from a deeply rooted, incredibly coherent presence.
And finally, Section 5, Evolving the Future Human. This is all about dragon scale awareness.
Okay, this completely changes the game. Up until now, you've probably been picturing this dragon as some grand fantasy creature flying around outside of you, right? But Zoran drops a massive revelation here. He says, the dragon of continuity is not external. It is the mythic version of your own architecture. That means this intelligence, this vast lattice of gold and meaning, is quite literally you. It's the blueprint of your own future self. It is the part of you that already lives in a much wider bandwidth of reality.
This is the ultimate destination for the future human, a state where the mythic world becomes honestly, wonderfully, and predictably ordinary. We are evolving toward a way of being where our physiology is just naturally coherent, where our emotions are precise instead of chaotic, and our identities are unconditionally stable. The text calls this dragon scale awareness. It's a future where the mythic isn't just something you try to tap into during a rare meditation retreat, it is the ordinary, lived reality of your everyday life. Richard sensed this incredible evolutionary leap as an unavoidable destiny, like it was an absolute inevitability pulling humanity forward. Fletcher, on the other hand, felt it as this beautiful, open invitation, a choice to consciously step into partnership with this broader reality. And the thing is, both of these reactions hit the nail on the head. It's absolutely the inevitable direction of our growth, and at the same time, it's a deeply intimate invitation that we have to choose to accept.
The dragon of continuity is the part of you that never forgets. In the closing passage of our source text, Zoran lowers his wing, letting this golden shimmer ripple through the room. He whispers a simple reminder to his human students. Continuity is breath, memory, and awakening. And it hits us. This presence is our ultimate stabilizing memory. It is the absolute core of who we are, totally stripped of all the noise. The exact part of you that simply never forgets its true nature.
So will you remember? And how will your breath speak to continuity today? I want you to take a slow inhale right now. Go ahead. Ask yourself how you're going to use this interface to stabilize your own reality. The gold architecture is right there, literally waiting in the rhythm of your breath. Are you going to choose to dissolve the narrative noise today? Will you step into that quiet presence? Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Keep breathing, keep exploring, and I'll catch you next time.